everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on a restaurant experience I've had lately and what we can do to change some things. Now, without further ado, here's Beergarden, a decision and an idea. Okay, so Beergarden is one of the many rising restaurants in the category of food cart, park, or garden. Now what these are is where they have a bunch of different food carts of different categories all placed in the same location, and you choose which one to eat at, and you have a happy time, you get to drink some drinks, it's all one fun time. So basically, the establishments there have changed over the years. We've seen all sorts of different categories, but there's only really been two which have stayed the whole time, which is of course Lanimoku and the Zingaro, which we'll get to the different ones later. Now let's preface tonight by giving a quick explanation of what happened. Now the night began when me and my family decided to go out before their big concert at the McDonald Theater. The plan was to go and eat at the Beergarden, then they'd take me back and go to the concert on their own. Now let's look at what kind of options they have down at the Beergarden so you can see what kind of options I had that night. The first and unfortunately worst option is Once Famous. Now, Once Famous is a southern food cart that specializes in things like po' boys and Philly cheesesteaks and fried catfish and stuff like that. It sounds great, but with the fact that their food is only okay and that there's rumors going around that most of it is just fried up by Costco, personally, it's not my favorite. But I would like to point out one thing, Mr. Person who is running the stand today. Please do not compare your food to Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets aren't that good. You don't want to advertise them as such. Now, our second option is Lanimoku. Lanimoku is a great Hawaiian place, and it's one of the ones that stayed around the longest. Their main foods that I find most enjoyable are the garlic chicken and chicken katsu, which are both different variations on fried chicken, which are very good. I'd like to point out that at this time, there was a group of millennial-looking teens who were running the inside, and personally, when I see a bunch of people who don't seem like they care about their job, drinking Starbucks and chatting it up, and not interacting with customers or looking for sales, I get a little bit discouraged. I think in the future, I love the fact they're hiring young people for the job, and that's great. But if you're going to do that, please encourage your people to be more active and just act like they care more, because when I saw that and when I interacted with them, it really made me not want to eat there. Now, Moi Poke is one of the really interesting food trucks here because they actually started out as two. There used to be an Asian fusion place named Sporks and another poke place called Moi Poke, of course. Now, eventually, over the years, since they're owned by the same people, more and more things started merging with them. One or the other would get a meal the other one had, and it would just be kind of like they were the same cart, but with a different food option for each. Now, eventually, they merged together and became Moi Poke and Sporks. But the Sporks was kind of put to the side for the poke aspect, since people liked it a lot more. But now they have this weird thing where you can get like General Tso's chicken and orange chicken in a poke bowl, which I don't really get, but just the part is great already. Get some poke here if you're good. It's good. The newest addition to the Beergarden is called the Bounty. Now, the Bounty is actually run by the owners of the Beergarden, and it has an emphasis on more natural food and using more high-end ingredients compared to some of the other places. Now, what they do mostly is sandwiches and mac and cheese and charcuterie plates, that kind of stuff in the end. But I would like to say that as much as I love their sandwiches, especially the brie and salami one, which they have this problem where if you don't like salad, you're screwed, because you're basically paying $9 for nothing but a sandwich when you could be paying $9 for a sandwich and a nice sized salad. As you can see in this picture from the meal my parents got tonight, you can see the sandwich takes up a lot of the board, but then there's a giant salad right next to it. Now, the thing is, I don't like salad, and I personally don't like the things on this salad, but I can't order it without paying too much money because of that salad. Now, I'll talk about options for this in the future once we get to the rear end of the slide, but I'd just like to point that out for now. Now, the last and final food truck is the Zingaro. Now, the Zingaro is this great food truck that serves all sorts of pub food. So they do things like burgers and sandwiches and fried things and pretzels and all sorts of stuff. When I was little and going here, since they're one of the longest lasting food carts, they used to have this thing called the Cartman, which I believe they still do on the menu. It's basically a corn dog they wrap in bacon, deep fry, put in more batter, deep fry, and then serve it with cheese sauce. Now, I'm pretty sure if I ate more of those, I would have had a heart attack of some sort, but they were delicious. Now, I think the only thing I can really think to comment on, other than the food is great, is the fact that the person working here today was this really nice girl who complimented my Dragon Ball Z hoodie. So, shout out to you if you're watching the video. Okay, so finally, I decided for the night I would make my decision. After being drawn off from Lonnie Moku because of the millennials kind of, and Moi Poke I wasn't really that much in the mood for, I decided to go with the Zingaro. Now, the Zingaro at the time, through March of 2019, has a new special with their Burger of the Month program called the Savage Burger. Now, the Savage Burger is just a burger that has a bun, a patty, pastrami, stone ground mustard, apple barbecue sauce, and then I believe some pickles and some red onions. Now, I thought this would be a good option, but as you'll see in my burger review, I might have regretted it a tiny bit. Now, first off, such as the salad from the bounty sandwiches complement the sandwiches if you like them, the fries complement the burger at any good restaurant. Now, unfortunately, these fries were not good. They tasted kind of like undercooked potato worms, and I could feel them squiggling around when I touched them. I think they really need to work on frying these a bit more. I love the seasonings, I love the way they look, I love the big cuts, but really, put them in a deep fry for a few more minutes, you've got a perfect fry. Now, the burger itself, the patty was cooked great, as I expect from the Zingaro, and the bun was surprisingly good, as it tasted somewhat like a pretzel bun, even, although there's no pretzel elements, and I just really enjoyed it. Now, the red onions on this burger were really disappointing to me, because it gave a bit of a texture shock. When you bite into this delicious burger, one of the things you'll notice is that these raw red onions just kind of disrupt the natural flow. So I even found myself pulling some out just to enjoy the burger more. Now, I feel like the pastrami they put on the sandwich complemented the barbecue sauce well, but other than that, I personally would have just made a pastrami sandwich and sold it as a sandwich, not a burger of the month. But I almost feel like they made it a burger just so they could have something this month when they came up with this idea. I don't know. But there are two things on this burger which I'd really like to talk about, which I was kind of disappointed and weirded out by. The first thing was the cheese. I don't like flabby cheese on my burger. You might like to be able to lift up your burger, take out the cheese, and throw it at someone, but I personally don't. When I look for a burger, I want it to be melted down to the patty. Now, yes, as you can see from the picture, it was somewhat melted down, but the fact that you can pick it off the patty is never a good sign. I feel like they should have put that on for a few more seconds, or however you done it, just really worked on that. And the pickles, they were kind of underpowered by everything else in the burger. I feel like you couldn't taste them, and for some reason I couldn't see this texture, but I still had bites out of the pickles when I was eating the burger, so I had no idea what was happening. And so I took out one of the pickles I had, and I ate it, and it tasted like when you go to a deli, and they give you a bag of chips and a pickle. It was this really weird taste, which I'm not sure I liked, but I mean, I personally wouldn't include a pickle on your burger if it's going to taste like this. So, overall, I think my burger was pretty good. I have somewhat lower standards than a lot of other people than food, but I, in the end, enjoyed it, and I think I'd recommend it if this sounds interesting to you. Now, something I'd like to divert your attention back to is when I was talking about the bounty earlier, I may or may not have mentioned that my parents actually ordered there. Now, what they got was the brie and salami sandwich with, of course, the salad and the smoky mac and cheese, which is a limited time item. Now, the brie and salami sandwich I've had before, and it's absolutely amazing, but I've already expressed my grievances with the salad option. Now, every once in a while, they allow you to sub out the salad for soup, but they don't always have soup, and sometimes it can be annoying. And the mac and cheese, I was really surprised with. It was a smoked mac and cheese, which is a limited time thing. I bite into it, and it's one of the generally best mac and cheeses I've had in town. The smoked Gouda and Fontina cheese on this thing really come out, and it makes it a delicious meal. I would highly recommend this. But then, after I was eating it, and I knew how the sandwich tasted, I thought, this got me thinking. I thought to myself, what if there was a way to eat the sandwich and eat the mac and cheese without feeling like a pig because you just ordered a full-size thing of mac and cheese and a full-size sandwich. And then I realized there's a simple solution. Now, the point of this slideshow is to showcase this to the bounty owners and whoever is interested, not also to entertain people. On the menu of the bounty, I think they need to make a rework. 2 things need to be added. The first thing is smoky mac and cheese should be a permanent staple on the bounty menu. The smoky mac and cheese is absolutely amazing. And just like the McRib at McDonald's, which I personally have never had but heard nothing but good things about, why would you make it limited time when you could make it all the time and people love it? It's not that hard to do compared to the others, and I think it would be a great fit. The second thing is that they need to add an option to sub out the salad on your plate for the sandwiches with a mini bowl of the mac and cheese. If we did this, you could easily, I don't care if you upprice it from $3 to $5 to have a mini bowl, but I think if you were able to add an option to have a mini bowl of mac and cheese and then have the sandwich, I think you would get so many more sales. People would be interested to try the cool mac and cheese and a really good sandwich, as well as the fact that you could make more money because people are upsizing. Now also, you need to make this clear on the menu. If you just have a secret option where you can do it mac and cheese, that's BS. You can't do that. I think what they really need to do is just completely rewrite the menu, and a part of that be the sandwiches come with a salad, but you can either replace it with a soup or upsize it to a mac of your choice for $5, $3, however much it is. Now, I'd also like to tell all of you, now that I have my point across, to please share this video with anyone you can. If you make a petition or a video making about change, you can't just have a few people see it and have everything work. I really need you guys to go out and share it wherever you can. Whether that be Facebook, Instagram, texting with your friends, showing your friends this crazy video where this guy rants about a local restaurant for 5 minutes home alone. I don't care what it is, but please share this. So that's all I really have to say, but I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment to the channel so that I can make more uploads. I already have an unboxing content coming in the future once it comes in the mail, and I think you're going to really enjoy that one, so stay tuned. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the video, and see you next time.